And today we've got Nelson with us. Say hello, Nelson.
Hello.
Nelson is from videogamesinthebible.com, and he wanted to get into some Blood Bowl too. And me being the master since playing it since the '80s, yeah, I said I'm game. So here we are on the PS4.
So if I win, does that mean I also conquered the 80s?
Sure, sure. If you
I'm gonna
beat
do my
me,
introduction real quick.
go for it.
If I beat you, what happens?
If you beat me, I will buy you something off your wish list next time I get paid.
No. All I need is all I need is the satisfaction that I won the 80s. That's all I need.
I
All I
won the
need.
'80s. All
Yeah.
right.
I'll take a decade over a wishlist game any day.
I'll take a decade. Awesome. All right, let's do this,
So
son.
let's start. And you made it to where your voice is allowed to be shared, right? In
Oh,
the
yeah.
party settings?
Definitely, because they won't be able to hear me on the recording if it's not.
Yeah. So it looks like we are live. Testing,
Sweet.
testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello, everyone. This is Nelson of videogamesthebible.com and etc. In the very first episode of This is Arta, or Tiara. I've always wished there was something like art appreciation for video games, and there's been a lot of video games, especially as someone who's interested in design and the design of games, that even though I don't fully agree with them on a faith sense, I think it's very important to note both the weaknesses and the very unique and worthy strengths of a title and what it does right and what it does that's cool. So this is my attempt to show that off and show you just yet another way of just how I experience games also with my faith. So we're playing a game that is pretty far outside of my comfort zone. It's Blood Bowl 2, and today I have with me to start off the series, which I think is a great way, is Saint Killjoy, here to help me as the Blood Bowl master.
Woohoo! I'm the Games Workshop master.
So how you doing today, man?
Doing great.
So
Having a great
Blood Bowl
day.
2. How does this compare to Blood Bowl 1, at least for you so far? Because I don't have any experience with the original.
Blood Bowl 1, really, the animations are a little bit more detailed. They added in cutscenes, which I turned those off because they got really old very quickly, because it's just the same repetitive cutscenes. And
the bing boff boom when you when you beat someone to death, essentially.
Yeah, it just got really repetitive really quick. I didn't really like that. And then, like, I have all of them turned off, like touchdowns, cheerleaders, all that's turned off. But playing in multiplayer, you still have to watch the touchdown and the cheerleaders. And I'm kind of like, about that. The stadium, as far as appearance, it looks pretty much the same. But they've added in this thing where you've got a clubhouse now. And you can buy enhancements, have a sponsor contract, buy upgrades. And so that's never been part of Blood Bowl. So it's like they're taking some things from Football Manager and from other games and incorporating them into this. And also, all the players are in a card format now, where before, when you just saw their name, it was a name list, you looked at it, there it was. Now there's a card and their stats and their star player points and everything's represented on this card. So that's
they're opening up they're making a lot of things systems more transparent to new players.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I wish about these cards is I wish that the abilities or skills at the very bottom were a little bigger, because some of them are really hard to tell what they are when you're playing in the game, and just if they were just a little bigger, it would make it a little easier to see what it was. Alright, so you got your team all set up?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm getting 4 Chaos Warriors. I signed with Spike Magazine.
There you go.
And
that to enhance your
Yeah,
stadium,
I have 12 players, 4 Chaos Warriors, 1 Minotaur, and 7 Beastmen, and I'm using the Chaos team, and they worship the Chaos Gods, which is always pleasant, isn't it?
How many Chaos Gods are there? There's a pop
I
quiz
don't
for
know.
you.
How many are there?
There is 6.
Oh, there's 6 Chaos Gods. Oddly
There you
appropriate
go.
number.
Yep. The reason why, and a lot of people are like, there's not 6 or whatever else. I'm going to break it down for people real quick. You have Zinch, which is Lord of Time. You have Nurgle, which is Lord of Rot. You have Slanesh, which is the Lord of Pain and Pleasure. You've got Khorne, which is the God of War, Blood and War. You have Malice, which is a god that does not get a lot of exposure or coverage. It's a very, very deep lore god. And then you have Nuffle, which Nuffle is the god of dice rolls. And so whenever you have bad dice rolls and whatnot, then you blame Nuffle for cursing you, and so be it. And so technically there are 6 Chaos Gods, even though
even if I
4...
lose to you right now, I can blame it on Nuffle.
Yeah, you can totally. If you have bad rolls, you can totally blame it on Nuffle. It's encouraged. That's the whole purpose of Nuffle being there. So when you're playing something tabletop and you got bad dice rolls, you can blame on Nuffle.
There's 165 pages of leaks. Which one is yours?
Okay, you gotta enter in Operation Killjoy. Just enter it in. Hit the little triangle. Just start typing Operation, it'll pop up.
Okay. Search. There you are.
Yep. So anyone that watches these videos and wants to play with Nelson and I on PS4, feel free to join Operation Killjoy. I made it open and would be more than happy to play with anyone that wants to.
Absolutely. And that's actually a good thing to mention. Many thanks to Evolve for making this possible, allowing me and Killjoy to cover this. And yeah, that I'm scared as heck because this is really, yeah. I played some Games Workshop stuff, mainly Space Hulk Ascension, but yeah, like especially things that really rely on dice rolls. That's never been my jam, not because I didn't want to get into it, but I just never really did.
Well, that's okay.
We have some platinum coins up here in the top right. Can you explain what those are?
Those are Scions. That is the freemium coins for Cyanide Studios. That is their paid currency. So if you give them money, they give you back Scions. Right now, there's not really a whole lot. Cyanide Studios said basically it's going to be cosmetic, but my kind of fear about it is that they've added in a cycle where you can now trade your players in between leagues.
Oh, you couldn't do that before.
No, you could not do that before. And then what scares me is they call this time period marketplace. And anytime you use the word marketplace, that screams microtransactions. And so they're like, well, you won't be able to do anything with the freemium coins. You can't purchase players with it, whatnot. But whenever you have freemium currency, you can almost always turn that currency into in-game gold. That's standard. And so...
And then that in-game gold, as those who are watching me assemble my team may have seen, that allows you to buy players, to be able to buy boosts for your team, etc. So it could turn kind of bad.
It could. It's hard to say. I mean, we don't really know what the end game is for the Scions being in there. So it's just kind of like one of those things we just kind of wait and see where it goes. And I'm definitely leaning more towards looking at this from the worst possible perspective available. Just because I don't know. But I do know what this could mean. And it's just Cyanide Studios hasn't really done full disclosure on their freemium currency yet, and so that's why it just raises red flags.
So it's basically waiting for more details.
I am, certainly.
So how do I play against you?
Okay, did you join the league?
Yes, I did.
All right, then what we're going to do is we're going to find an opponent. You hit the triangle.
Okay. It's really weird. What was the origin of the whole Blood Bowl franchise? Because, I mean, combining a sports game with a strategy game makes a surprising amount of sense, but at the same time...
I really think Games
that's
Workshop...
a little bit nuts.
Games Workshop is a company in the UK, and I really think they were fascinated in the 80s by American football, and so they decided to take their Warhammer Fantasy universe and apply American football rules to it, and then there you go.
So essentially they took football and said, hey, what if we put orcs and made them beat the crap out of humans?
Oh yeah, it's great. Which that's a match that we'll have to do at some point, but I mean, I think you would be better off having the orcs than me having the humans, because the humans kind of go in a little, under orcs. Like, as far as Orks and Chaos, this is a very evenly matched. We both have big guys. We both have, big blockers and blitzers. And so it's it's a fairly even match.
I'm so excited.
Just putting this out there, if anybody, I don't know who, maybe the NFL, actually put like some orcs and elves and ogres into football, I'd start watching again. Just
yeah, I don't watch football either. I do like my Texas Longhorns though. That's about the extent of it. Gotta have a team, and Texas Longhorns is mine. Orange and white, baby.
Seattle Seahawks here.
Well, Longhorns are a college. So ha.
Okay.
Welcome back.
See, that shows how much I know about football.
That's okay. You get to choose whether you want to attack or defend.
There's your glorious team right there. Yeah, I'm seeing the cutscenes on my side.
Oh, nice.
And the game looks very good.
Oh,
graphically, at least.
The only thing I don't like about this is that it's got grass and you can't turn it off. Because I don't really think the grass texture adds much. I much prefer not having grass in the field, and on the PC version you can turn grass off. So I'm a little kind of like, how dare you for not letting grass be turned off.
Do you have something against grass, man?
Well, it's just if you looked at it, if you saw the PC version, like I should take a picture of the PC grass and show you the difference with not having the textures and having the textures. Because to me, the grass just makes the ground look fuzzy.
So like especially for a strategy game where like perspective and everything is really everything, that's not a good position to be in for a player.
Yeah, I don't like it. I would much rather. Now I'm going, because we want to have some excitement. I'm going to put my characters up on the line. Normally, I wouldn't just do this way, but since we're streaming and people may not have seen or know much about Blood Bowl, this might be their first thing. I want to try to make the game as exciting as possible.
And by exciting, you mean you want to punch me in the face?
Yeah, punch, face, gut, kick. I've got my troll. I've got 4 black orcs. I've got 4 blitzers. I've got a weak little goblin, which I don't expect to survive the game. I usually don't bring goblins, but I wanted to have a goblin in here just for you to smack around. And then I've got a thrower.
Stand up my guy right next to yours.
Yeah, bring it. Your big guy's actually better because he's got Frenzy and Mighty Blow, whereas my guy is got Thick Skull and Mighty Blow and Regeneration. But
what do all those things mean?
Frenzy means if you fail, like if your first thing's just a push, then you get another shot at doing it again. And I kicked the ball out of bounds, so it's a touchback. You can give it to any player that you want to. So anyone on the field can have the ball right now. Chaos Warrior, Minotaur even, does not matter. Whoever you want to give the ball to can have the ball. Good choice.
Okay, so... here's a dice. Here's a dice roll I'm seeing. I can actually see the skills of my player, which are actually blitz. Player with horns adds 1 to his strength for any block he makes during blitz action.
Good
Okay.
players on the field, Jim. They're just hiding
So I'm going
behind
to
all the crappy ones.
choose the block dice.
Now you got to keep in
Choose
mind.
the square to which you'll be pushed.
Yeah. The turns only last for 2 minutes, so you want to keep in mind of time and kind of go through a little quickly. Because if you take too much time, then you'll run out of. You won't be able to do all your stuff.
Oh, man.
The skull, skull's not good. It is not good, son.
I thought it was a good thing. That was bad.
I see skulls. That's okay. We said we were going to make this entertaining. Mm-hmm. It is my turn.
So you're choosing the square to which I'm pushed. Oh, wow. That looks like it hurts. As much as, you know, especially after you've seen the cutscenes a few times, it might be feel a little bit annoying. At least the first few times you see them, these cutscenes are brutal.
Oh yeah, the cutscenes are great. If they had like more variation, that would be awesome.
And actually, this is the first time I've ever seen the dice, because the Blood Bowl actually, and this is a first for a lot of Games Workshop games, in my opinion, has a really great tutorial system. Like, the campaign is essentially one long, fairly interesting tutorial with like little story-based cutscenes throughout.
Yeah, the campaign's really good, especially if you've never played any of the Blood Bowl stuff.
Is it good for someone who even has played Blood Bowl?
Yeah, it's good for everyone. For someone that's played Blood Bowl, it might be a little on the long side. But, oh gosh, no, reroll that, please.
Oh, how do you reroll?
I won one at the beginning of the match.
Yeah, with your cheerleaders?
Yes. But other than that, you have to buy them from staff, and I didn't buy any because, you know, I wanted it to be more difficult since you haven't played Blood Bowl before.
Thou dost presume too much, and actually, that's a good thing to presume. In this case, I appreciate your kindness, sir.
Hey, not a problem. You know, no one wants to just, you know, wreck shop, especially against a new player. I don't want to ruin the experience for you. I want you to enjoy this and keep playing. I'm hoping that I can talk you into playing a lot of Blood Bowl this year.
Hopefully, let's pick that up.
I'd call it stealing if I cared about that kind of thing.
Oh, you missed a dodge.
How are you going to catch or run with a ball if they're constantly writhing around on the ground?
You should always pick your players up off the ground first. Before you do any moves, because as you just noticed, your turn can end very quickly.
The player's taking the ball, and the end zone is
close. Yeah. So Blood Bowl is a type of game that you could literally win within a few minutes.
Well,
if you're doing it right.
The matches take time, so. But yeah, I mean, I can definitely get off to an early lead. like it looks like I'm about to.
So, what initially got you into Blood Bowl? Was it the odd pairing of fantasy and football, or was it just, wow, those miniatures look super cool, and that's what got you playing the physical game?
I was into Warhammer Fantasy at the time, and the people I played Warhammer Fantasy with wanted to get into Blood Bowl, and that's how that came about for me. As you see, before I do a block that I'm worried about, that feels kind of risky. You notice that I'm going around and I'm moving all my other players first. I'm doing everything non-dice related before I get into the dice, just in case I fail my dice roll.
You need to be close. So close they can smell your breath and see the dead insects in your teeth.
What does that stars above that guy's head mean?
This player should be brave.
That means he's knocked out. He'll take 2 turns. So basically, at the end of your next turn, he'll flip over, and he'll be like the other people that you currently see that are face up. He will flip over into a face up position, and the following turn you'll be able to pick him up.
These are not the most handsome guys I'm fighting against.
And you notice I told you the troll was one of the worst big guys, that really stupid. Even though I got +2 modifiers for having teammates around him, I still failed his roll. That's why I said the troll's one of the worst big guys there is. Okay, your Minotaur got wild animal, so that means that he's not going to listen to instruction. And unfortunately, since he's not going to listen to instruction, he's on the ground, he's going to stay on the ground.
Like, doesn't he want to get up?
I know, right?
Like, hey, bud, I'm paying you for a reason.
No doubt. Ain't that the truth?
Oh, gosh. So, this guy has the ball. And that's my ball.
That was your ball.
Was. Okay,
was,
now you just have to...
Was being the operative word. It's now my ball.
Who else can I move?
Yep. Nelson and I have an ongoing bet that if he beats me at Blood Bowl in this game, he wins the 80s.
I do win the 80s. I get to be basically Kevin Bacon.
Everybody cut loose. Foot loose.
He's on him now.
Kick off the Sunday shoes.
Dang. All I did was push you?
Yeah. That's all you did. That's okay.
That is okay. I'm pretty satisfied. My players, they tried. They get an E for effort. They did their best.
Now, even though I have your Chaos Warrior completely surrounded, and it would really hurt if I hit him, scoring the touchdown at this point in time is more important to me. And I don't have any rerolls, so I don't want to risk blowing the touchdown opportunity by just taking a shot. But surrounding opponents like that will give you pluses to your roll and also to the injury. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, you can actually skip the cutscene, so like I didn't have to watch the cheerleaders right there.
Right. Alright, like I said, I want this to be eventful, so I'm going to be on defense. I'm just going to put everybody up on the line.
Confirming my setup as well.
Alright, let's see if I can not kick it out of the park this time. Throw a rock.
And a ranged fan throws a large rock at one of the players on the opposing team. So, he got an injury. So, like, there's injuries, players age this time, which I heard was a controversial mechanic.
Players never aged before, and they never retired on their own accord. And in this game, not only because permadeath's always been part of it, but you know,
wow.
Not only, all I can say is I'm sorry right now.
That guy literally could not pick up the ball. Which could be frustrating for someone who, like, they aren't used to. This was a board game founded on dice rolls, and they brought that over. It isn't like gamified logic. This is, if you played the actual board game, you'd have an experience much like this one.
Oh yeah.
Only you wouldn't have as detailed of a grass simulation, obviously. Unless you played on the ground, which is actually a really good idea.
Well, Games Workshop is actually pretty well known for what you have something called FLAC, and you can add textures and stuff to the base of the model, and so you can actually get really good grass detail on your miniatures if you so choose to do so.
Nice. So I don't have any choices in these rolls that you're making right now.
No, because I've got the strength bonus. You know, I'm using, like, see right here, if I attack with this guy across the other one, I'd only have 1 dice roll. And I've been going around and doing all my 2 dice advantages. And so that's still what I'm going to continue to do, is just try to get my advantages wherever I can.
So, essentially, you've got the touch.
Well, I've been playing this for a long time, so I've got the game down pretty good. 2 minutes is too much time for me. Don't need 2 minutes.
That player is about to get punched above and below at the same time.
And see, now I've got an advantage on that guy by going around and doing everything I do.
A tag team.
Yep, because I cleared out the guy that was being a problem. And now, if we can get the Minotaur down, this will be awesome. Don't be stupid! Don't be stupid! He wasn't stupid! Minotaur down! Roar! Alright, there we go.
And he's
And
just dripping spittle everywhere, and he couldn't even be hygienic in the midst of victory.
And I made all my moves, I used everybody, and I did it in under a minute.
So I've got something to measure up to.
It's something...
Oh, now you decide you want to get up.
Yeah. Now he wants to be a part.
So, is it possible to fire players like...
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jerry, but I gotta let you go.
Oh yeah, you can fire a player anytime you want to. And if you have under the 11-man team, the game will supply you journeymen, which is be your standard, like, lineman. Nothing special. So even if you don't have a full team,
Yeah, smells like a
you
good
ooh.
old-fashioned fight.
Sorry.
No, just...
Yeah,
Gosh dang.
That team should avoid physical confrontation.
the game
There's
is...
Mick Butterfingers just in the back, staring off at the cheerleaders while all of his buddies get beaten.
Alright, so you see I'm taking the push there to push you up on the sideline like that? The reason why is you can push players off the pitch.
Ah.
See, I'm just going to push him again. Because he's flush against the back, he can only go out. Now I've eliminated that guy from play. For this, till the next touchdown.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm trying to just do everything that I can just to show off as much as possible.
I appreciate it. I've seen just how many ways I can lose in a very short amount of time.
Nah, I wouldn't call it losing.
It's not winning. Let's just call it that one.
It's, let's call it aggressive negotiations.
We can call it that. Absolutely.
I think that sounds good.
I'll have to save my dreams of being Kevin Bacon for another time.
Well, the match there's a lot that can happen, and there's still a whole another half. And so far I'm only one touchdown ahead, so there's a lot that can happen.
There's a chance. There's a chance. That was a killer upcut right there.
It was. It was the kind of uppercut that makes you feel good afterwards.
Is there any kind of uppercut that doesn't make you feel good afterwards, though?
One that you receive.
You know what? One thing Blood Bowl does really well that most other football games do not is that the crowd actually looks like an actual crowd. It looks like there's some life here. People are cheering. They look different. You see orcs alongside humans. And the movement on the sidelines makes it feel like there's more to this world than simply what you're seeing on the periphery of your vision.
Oh, Minotaur's gonna be down for 2 turns. And again, I used everybody, finished in under a minute. I used to play in a 45-second league. That was pretty awesome.
I should hope that this time, of all times, I could get an actual roll. So, make everyone stand up. Can the real Slim Shady, please?
Please stand up.
Of course, this Minotaur isn't going to be getting up anytime soon. Let's go with... Yeah, it makes me wonder, why don't... If a game mixing orcs with little giant rats playing football can do crowds so well, why can't other games?
I know, right? I like the billboards too.
Oh gosh, if there's red dice above someone's head, that's probably not good, right?
Right, that means I'll get the pick.
Likes to be well assisted in a fight.
Oh man, successful rolls.
Good job.
That's good.
High five. Felt good,
I
didn't
feel like
it?
that's a consolation high five. I'm not gonna take that one.
Yeah, that dodge, 17% chance. And I like that it shows you the percentage of your opportunity. That's something new that the other Blood Bowl didn't do.
The ball goes long. Is someone going to catch it? Not a difficult pass.
Whoa!
You...
Yeah, this guy's getting... His name is Brash Nuggers. He's dying. I'm sorry. Getting
Getting
He's
canned.
being made redundant. Yeah.
So as you see, I've surrounded the ball. I've got good protection on it. And I've done that in case I fail this pickup roll.
Ah, okay.
Failure that could cost his team.
And I did. See? So I don't get to do any of my other actions because I decided to go for the ball first.
Ah, okay. So, a lot of it is... Ooh. A lot of it is calculated risk.
Oh, yeah.
So, Mr. Minotaur, if you could stand up, please.
If you could please stand up.
Let's risk it.
Risk it for the biscuit.
Wait, there are biscuits we can get in this game? That's awesome.
That player is so close to a world of
Down he goes.
Like, that goat looks like he needs a biscuit or something, because he's angry.
He needs a treat.
He's very upset.
He knocked down the orc. That's like only the second the orc, maybe the third orc that you knocked down.
Okay, so... I can get up. What are the chances I can...
They're pretty good.
I can't see a sign saying slippery surface.
Till he trips. Tripped on a go for a roll.
So why was that thrown back?
Because when he tripped on the space that it occupied, it makes the ball scatter.
Ah, okay.
A touchdown is so close, and yet so far.
So over time, players can improve and level up, I assume.
Oh yeah.
All I want to do is punch this ogre in this whatever this is in the face. That's my one objective. Before this half ends. And is that a TV or is that like a tennis ball shooter over here in the corner?
That's the Cablevision. So they're recording the game for Cablevision. And like, if anyone wants to go and watch this game afterwards, they can go watch the highlight. It just shows,
vision.
yeah, it just shows the highlight reel. Is all it does.
Huh. That's interesting. So they're actually positioning it for an esports focus, is from what I've heard.
Yeah, which with all the randomness to it, I'll be surprised. But I mean, if they do end up doing it, then I will probably easily jump on board because I'm, pretty skilled Blood Bowl player.
I can see that.
So I mean, even though there's some randomness, it's not all random. There is, some strategy and skill to it.
Like, yeah. A lot of it really is just like risk management. So how much randomness comes into your strategy depends on how much you rely on it, really.
Yeah. Nope,
Like
could
you're
not
depending on
dodge
mine
out.
not dodging you right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I was dependent on dodging out. But the side place isn't where you want to be, and I'm not one of those guys that's like, okay, I'm going to be a coward. I'm going to let my guy just stay on the ground because he's on the sideline. No, I'm going to pick him up and try to get him out of the way. There's a lot of ways that this game can be played that's very much cowardice, and I just don't approve of cowardness. I think it's a shame when you see that kind of stuff. And again, I don't want to risk anything. I just want to get my touchdown. So I'm just going to run it straight in.
Very wise strategy. But you could have slipped on that way to the touchdown, right?
No. Because it wasn't a go for it. It was just a standard run. So the only way I could have slipped is if I would have tried to go for it, which go for it's will be represented on the ground with little dice by them. So, there's 2 go for it's always. There's a skill that you can upgrade to 3 go for it's if you wanted to. Alright. And then since you decided to receive the ball last half, I get to get the ball at the start of this half. Mwahahaha.
So, I have to set up my team. I'm going to try to be a bit smarter about this time, not just going to throw them in willy-nilly. Or Milli Vanilli.
I can't even remember one of their songs to start singing it right now. Oh, wait. Blame it on the rain. It's already falling. Whatever
there are so many,
you
like,
do.
That's one of my favorite eras of music. Just like, I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Yeah.
Ain't got no privacy.
Yep. There was a lot of good music. And I hate it when people are like, nothing good came out of the 80s. There was a lot, like Tears for Fears, were the 80s.
There was also, that was the 90s as well. Like, there's Hadaway's, What is Love?
Yeah.
If you think that the 90s was not a great era for music, then you forgot that song.
Yeah, every era, I think, has good music. You just have to find it. Alright.
So I'm going to kick it off this time.
Yep.
Right?
It's your first time doing the kickoff.
So...
You can place it anywhere, but you got to keep in mind the ball's going to scatter, the roll's not going to be accurate. You know, dice are going to affect the kick, so you don't want to do it too close to an edge. Alright, perfect defense. So you can now reset up your defense any way you want.
Now that I've already seen your thing, so that's a pretty crucial advantage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because if you wanted to change up, like, you know, let's say you didn't want your goat man lined up against my troll, you could, like, move him. But, I mean, you got a Chaos Warrior there. I'm just using that as an example. And like I said, I'm just putting everything up on the line so that it's as eventful as possible for people watching.
Yeah. For me, I'm doing a little bit of staggering, so I have some pockets of space.
Anybody got me playing
Well, I mean, I'm the
cards?
one that gets the turn first.
Hey,
You may not want to, you know.
Oh, wow. So I kicked it. I intended it to be kicked, like, right behind you, and it's actually
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, I told you, it scatters. That it does.
I didn't even... So it could have scattered any... Like, when it showed all those different arrows, it's like, it could go all the way over here.
It could go anywhere, yeah. The kicks can be very inaccurate. Alright, let's get this party started.
Well, I mean, it figures. I would think that those hooves aren't the best for kicking.
Probably not. Stay. I'm going to move this guy over here. I'm just trying to protect the football. I'm also giving this guy a bonus to hit.
That player is about to get punched above and below the belt at the same time.
Alright. Like us.
So how long does a match last on average?
Enough to come out on top?
It depends on how long turns take. I would say at the most an hour. But, you know, if you got two people that play really good and quickly, it can definitely be fairly quickly.
Oof. Boy. So you're surrounding that ball as much as possible.
Yep, I'm doing everything I can to try to protect it.
Has an assist.
I like that it has little tooltips about what the symbols are instead of assuming that we're going to know what that means.
Oh, yeah. And then instead of trying to take the block, I'm just going to try to dodge out, which I failed. Oh, and not only did I fail, I'm KO'd. That means I'm off the field. That player, every time that after a touchdown's been scored or a half ends, there's a roll of 4, 5, or 6. The player will get up and come back to the game. 1, 2, or 3, he stays passed out on the sidelines.
Oh, man.
And then, like, if you look at the boxes over here on the left-hand side, you'll be able to see that I've got one orc standing out. I don't have... This first box is if you have substitutes. Second box is KOs. And the last box is injury or death. And see, on your side, you've got one goat man. Nobody's knocked out, and nobody's been injured. Which, for this being...
Wow. I'm having some very bad rolls.
It does happen.
So this would be a good time to basically blame Nuffle.
Oh, yeah. You could... First game, Nuffle's picking on you. The Nuffle heard you say that you wanted to win the 80s, and he laughed. And he said, that's what you think.
Nuffle can be very harsh.
Nuffle is harsh, definitely, totally. I totally would accept that. Okay, I'm going to try to pick the ball up instead of doing anything else.
Yes, they've picked
All
up
right,
the ball.
got the ball up.
Whoopie-dee-doo.
Now I'm just gonna move one space forward.
What happens if you can't finish a match? Because I might have something I need to go to.
Well, if you concede, you won't get any MVP points. Your opponent will get all the MVP points
Oh
of
man.
that match. So finishing it is in your best interest, but we're already on turn 10. There's only 6 more turns to go.
He knows what he's doing.
Okay. Yeah. Because I really don't want to leave. But on the other hand, I've just remembered that I have something I need to go to, which is bad. What does that red dice mean?
Did you get the pick?
Knockout!
Another guy KO'd. It is now your turn, sir.
As effective
wow.
as ever, these black orcs. Night, night. Let the bed bugs bite.
Oh, wow.
Really,
Wait,
don't
what?
they? They're massive.
I fell over. You fell over.
Oh, okay.
Turned over. It's now your turn. Nuffle doesn't want to make it too easy on me, so he's already knocked out 2 of my guys. Push my troll around, are ya? Feeling all big and bad there with all your reinforcements, huh? Oh, the troll's gonna go down. Oh, the troll is KO'd. You're asking if a smaller guy could knock out a bigger guy. There, you just saw it.
Wow. Okay, yeah, that was very unlikely as well, though.
Was very unlikely, but it was awesome.
On my side, I would agree.
Yeah, see, I told you the matches can change really quickly on a dime. I've got 3 guys that are off the field, so you have a numbers advantage at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like he would be in a good position to defend some stuff if something needs to go down. Here's my little goat man, tall and stout. Here's his handle. There's his gamer tag, there's his spout. Ow. Where should you go, buddy? You'd be very well served there. So yeah, suddenly I'm in a good position.
Yep.
I feel good.
That's how quickly it can change.
Finish this.
The
The 80s are so close. They're just within my grasp.
They've got the advantage, but there is no sure thing in Blood Bowl.
Yeah, that's some gold-plated brutality right there. You can always trust a black orc to
Oh, nice. What's the craziest thing reversal you've seen in Blood Bowl?
Well, the craziest play that I've personally ever done in Blood Bowl is I had a troll throw a long bomb to a goblin, and the goblin got the touchdown.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
So
It was
a
like
troll isn't really a very good thrower, is he?
Well, he's got a strong. You can upgrade him to get strong arm, where he can throw bigger passes and whatnot. I'm trying to decide what to do. That
Oh, and these people
Minotaur.
are still at the.
guys, together.
These people are still on the sidelines. You can actually see where they've
Yeah.
been. That's a nice little touch that they haven't just disappeared. They're still there. They're just looking upon. They're just laying down, looking upon you in shame. So you're doing a really good job on defense here. And you're just rushing it down the field. Very cautiously, but still. A very stately rush.
Yep. Just any forward movement is always good movement. I don't ever run back the way I came, because it's never a good idea. Your guys could easily catch me if I tried to run away. The ones that are on the right-hand side.
Ah, okay.
So the best thing to do is just, once you've committed, commit, you know?
A great game so far.
So Blood Bowl is really,
A little dull moment,
it's basically a game about football and stuff, but it's actually a game about relationships.
About relationships.
Gotta commit.
Yeah, gotta commit.
Dangerous place to be.
So the fact that I've set them on the sidelines, that means that it's guarded, but it's also a very risky tactic.
It is a risky tactic because that guy could get pushed off. It's going to be difficult for me to get into a position where I can push him off, because you got the Minotaur right there.
If I was on the receiving end of that, it'd be more terrifying than being urinated on by a flesh hound.
So I'm in a decent position. I'm pretty happy with this.
Yeah, it looks pretty gnarly.
Pretty bodacious.
Definitely
You
gonna
really
have
had
my
to
work.
walk all over him, man? That's poor sportsmanship, even for my team.
It's chaos.
And I did not manage to beat your two-minute limit there. Let's do it to where let's try to do a 45-second thing for these last few turns.
Okay.
Get this through as soon as possible. I'll either win or lose the 80s, but I must know.
Oh, I killed a guy.
Oh, wow. Whoa, okay. That's...
It just got
he was
real.
doing so well, too.
It just got real.
He was doing so well. He was knocking over everyone, and now he's...
Now he's dead. Okay, I'm gonna...
Man, this is... I was attached to that guy, too. That was not kind, sir. Passed by Jade Pigskin. That's an oddly appropriate name.
Yep.
And you ran it all the way down. That was a very nice play, sir.
Thank you. You did not make it easy by any stretch of the imagination. And it had some risk.
Absolutely.
Screw it. I'm gonna red. Choose your fate, sir. Do you want to go out of bounds, or do you want to be knocked down?
Well, that'll shake things up.
Alright, my turn in under 45 seconds.
Down. Okay. Let's see if I can match that.
Yep, you're gonna match that.
Oh, wow. See? I'm efficient.
Yeah. And again, the touchdown is all that matters at this point.
It's a touchdown! I'll eat that ball if the losers win.
They're going utterly wild. Feral, heathen, save yourselves. They have some pretty good commentator dialogue.
Oh yeah, the announcers are great. Oh yeah,
I
my
love how
troll's
it's just
gone.
like, hey, you got back up, and then there's just some one guy laying there dead.
Gotta keep possession of the ball, not lose it. Strike back would be terrible.
But yeah, at this point, 3 down, it's improbable that you can catch up in 3 turns.
Well, the weather won't be an issue.
Scatter one extra square in a random direction. So that was a really good kick for you.
It was.
You know what? Let's risk it.
Risk it for the biscuit. Oh, they got it! Hooray!
When they fumble that bit.
Thank you. I'm glad you're happy for me. I'm happy for me too.
The ball's going long. How would you deal with it?
Oh no.
Kill the receiver.
He couldn't even throw it like decently far. It just like flopped right next to him.
Oh no.
Man, I really have to pick up someone from a soccer game. So I'm sorry. I have to concede.
Well, I'm sorry, cause I'm sorry. I'm just sorry, man.
I genuinely did want to see myself lose though, because that was really fun, and I feel like, especially in terms of game design or whatever, the thing I appreciate about Blood Bowl the most, it isn't so much the theme or whatever else. It's that the world has it genuinely feels like it has life and personality. From everything from the sidelines to the little, when you zoom above the thing, you see like little splatters of blood all over the place. It's blood or sweat or whatever liquid you want to call it.
I tell you what.
Yeah.
Instead of conceding,
that sense of permanence when you see like the people knocked out, and you can still look over and see, oh, he's knocked out, or man, I killed that guy. That's pretty special.
Yep. Instead of conceding, just end your turn. I'll end my turn, and we'll just end the turn until the game's over.
Just try dishing out a few whacks.
Or
well,
you'll end your turn by trying to pick it up.
My version of ending a turn is screwing up every single roll.
Because there was only a couple turns left, anyways, and it was. Yeah, I'd hate for you to play that much of the match, because you get an MVP at the end, and if you conceded, I'd get both MVPs.
Oh, wow. So it really does reward people who actually stick through no matter what.
Yeah. Oh, and look, your Minotaur got the MVP. Look at that. He only needs one more point, and he levels up.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
That is awesome, because the Minotaur has got Mighty Blow. It's going to be easy for him to get that 1 point.
And I can put him on the market or sell him or whatever.
Well, it'd be at the end of the season, which would be whenever I end it, since we're in our own little league.
Well, actually, once I cover a game, I usually delete off the hard drive because I always have to switch them out because there's so much to cover. But this is a game I'm actually going to come back to. There's some really cool stuff to learn from it. Hope you guys enjoyed this look at it, and thanks so much, St. Killjoy, for walking me through it once again. May Nuffle be with you.
No doubt. All right, later, mate. I'll see you next time.
Take care. This has been the first episode of This is Arta. Bye.
Later, peeps.
Thanks for an awesome stream. I have to head off real quick. You take care.
All right, later, mate.